and gentlemen, thank you for attending this press conference today. Over the last several days, there have been rumors in the global financial services market about an undisclosed major loss, and there's been speculation around which financial services organization actually had incurred that loss. Today, I am announcing that ABC Financial Services Corporation has sustained a $2 billion loss. And I will advise not only the reasons for that loss, but also what we are doing to remediate that situation and how we will prevent similar situations from occurring in the future. The loss is due to the unexpected performance of a hedge contract portfolio, which we created as a hedge against unforeseen movement in our interest rate swap portfolio. The reasons for the loss are quite complicated and quite complex. They are especially startling because last year, this very same portfolio contributed $500 million in profit to our organization. The specific reasons for the $2 billion loss that I am announcing today are twofold. First, there was unexpected movement in the global interest rate swap market caused by extreme volatility in the market and unexpected swings. Secondly, the hedge portfolio that we created, which is comprised of hundreds of different contracts, several of them had unanticipated transactional triggers that were set by this volatile movement, and they required an unexpected payment of funds by our organization. However, although these are the specific technical reasons why the loss has occurred, they're not the root cause for why we are sustaining this loss. The root cause goes quite deep. In fact, it goes to the core of our identity and our behavior as an organization in the financial services industry. Because as a member of this great industry, each participant is responsible to use the money of others to sustain profit for both its customers and its shareholders. Unfortunately, our culture in our organization today lost sight of those basic principles because we were more focused on the realizing of financial gain versus the identification of unexpected risk. However, no matter how complicated a financial services organization may become, it must never lose sight of the basic principles that we all should be adhering to as participants in this industry. With that in mind, yesterday I requested an emergency meeting of our board of directors. And in that meeting I explained the loss that we've incurred, and I offered a recommendation on how to remediate such actions in the future. I'm happy to report that our board unanimously accepted the recommendation plan as submitted. Effective immediately, we are forming a senior policy council here at the bank. That council will be comprised of all of the heads of our major lines of business, as well as our chief financial officer, our chief risk officer, and our chief auditor. The members of that committee will report directly to me. And they have been requested that within the next 90 days, they provide detailed proposals on how we will prevent similar situations of this occurring in the future, and how we will reorient and refocus our organization back onto those basic principles of financial services. I realize that this announcement has provided much information and may be somewhat startling based upon not only the size of the loss, but the root cause of the loss. However, although $2 billion is an awful lot of money, it represents only 20% of our current quarter earnings, and we are still anticipating that our annual earnings for this year will exceed the $20 billion that we realized last year. However, to minimize any ongoing speculation as to the financial viability of this organization, we will also effectively, immediately, implement to our weekly analyst calls a review of the recommendations received from this Senior Policy Council and the actions that we're doing to implement. Now, I understand that I provided you an awful lot of information today. I hope that it's been clearly described and that I've left you with a good understanding of the issue that we face, the remediation plan that we're enacting, and the financial health of this organization. At this point, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have.